Alright guys, thanks for joining in on today's video. My name's Sully, and today we've got big plans for the Evo. Essentially, we're going to be pulling out the seats, steam cleaning them, freshening up the interior, and just trying to fix a few interior panels and stuff like that. On top of that, the other day I did fix, or actually clean up the intake manifold here, so I repainted it, made it all fresh and clean and everything like that. And then I did get something in for the motor. Obviously, you guys probably know what it is at this point. And I'm going to grab all the tools. Alright, and as you guys will notice, now we're in the back of the Evo. I just removed the first driver's side seat, I guess passenger for you USDM lovers. We're going to take out the passenger side seat now. I'm going to film that. I didn't film the driver's seat because I didn't really know how it came out, and I didn't really want to take half an hour to film just one seat. So yeah, I'll film this next seat, and then we should be good to go. And then go ahead and steam clean them and try to fix that other one because it's crushed down. Alright, and quickly before we move on to that passenger seat, pulling it out, I want to show you guys this stock Evo IV seats. So essentially they're made by Recaro. The same seat design was used in the Civic Type R, I believe. I think it's Civic Type R? Integra Type R, Civic Type R, Lancia Delta, I think, and a few others. Honestly, I really like the way that these seats feel, and they're super clean. I mean, like, yeah, it's a little bit worn out here on the side, but they bolster and hold you very well. And they have little Recaro hints kind of all over them. It says Recaro down there, and it says in really fine print right there, Recaro. I don't know, they're just really comfy, and I think that they hold me extremely well for my, like, I'm perfect body size for these seats. And you guys also haven't really seen the Evo much yet, so I guess I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. If we make it out alive from the depths of the sea, compass points you anywhere closer to me. Alright, so I completely forgot to video myself pulling out the second seat. However, here is the driver's side and here's the passenger. Both of them are in pretty good shape. I've seen others in like a lot worse shape, and I've seen others in a lot better shape. The only really wrong thing with the driver's side is how the Recaro is kind of faded, whereas this one's completely nice and like all minted and shit. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the gross ass interior that's in there. So as you can see, this side's like somewhat clean. That side is absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean all this up, and then I'll catch you guys. Alright, so these Mitsubishi carpets really do suck ass to get anything out of. However, you can kind of still see that this is quite a little bit dirty. So I'm going to go ahead, hit that with some degreaser, and then wipe it off. And then over here on this side, there's still a bunch of stuff. This is going to take me probably 10 minutes of just straight vacuuming just to kind of get all this out. I do have to remember not to lose these, as they are the little covers for the seat sides. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. Perfect. Can't lose those. And then I'm also going to go ahead and give the interior a full degrease and wipe down. Make sure that everything's all properly cleaned and everything's desanitized from the last owner on this car. Alright, so before we go ahead and move on to the next side, I am going to take care of this center console piece, just degreasing everything, making sure there's no like any skin or anything like that left from the last owner, or hair. There was a bunch of hair on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and degrease all this. I'm just using like regular Lysol wipes. That should take care of it, disinfect it, and just honestly make it look better, because that's pretty gross, just like having dust and shit there. I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down. I might pull back a little bit of this carpet and just kind of clean underneath there as well. Just make sure that everything's 100% perfect. I don't really want anything really being dirty in this car. I'm gonna pull apart most of the interior. I still gotta find a new ashtray for here in the dash. Other than that, I think the interior on this thing is pretty damn nice for what it is. I mean, like, car is from 96, so. And then, yeah, I did install the brand new Greddy steering wheel yesterday. I sold my Sparko to Thomas for the Integra. And yeah, I mean, like, this is really the only flaw with the interior is just this being a little bit worn out. But other than that, I think the interior in this thing is pretty mint. Came with a deck, and yeah. Found 20 cents in there. All right, now that I got everything underneath the carpet and everything all cleaned up, look at that paint, jeez, wow. Actually came out really nice. Anyways, now that I got everything cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and back these bolts back in, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to that gross ass side of the interior. Try to clean that up a little bit. All right, so the interior in here isn't looking too bad at this point. I mean, like, everything's pretty well cleaned up. Yeah, the floor's pretty nice now. I'm gonna go around with Lysol wipes and a microfiber and just try to clean up as much as I can. As it's like, this is a little bit dirty. I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, but it's slightly dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean that. I'm gonna go ahead and tackle the headliner another day. It's just a little bit of dirt right here, but nothing really big right now. Go ahead and disinfect all the door cards, everything that's plastic, anything that I actually can use a Lysol wipe on, I'm going to use a Lysol wipe on. All right, my bad. I got a little bit sidetracked with cleaning the interior. So I kind of moved on to taking off the front splitter to get it repainted. As you can kind of see here, it's pretty bad. It doesn't look all that great, and it's pretty gross. Bunch of chips. I didn't realize that the splitter in Evo 4s is actually a 3-piece splitter, I guess that's what you could call it. However, I lost my ratchet, so I can't really get off this last piece here. Pulling off the splitter to get that repainted, because that's really only one of the actual paint defects on the actual car. Everything else on the car is pretty clean as of right now. I've cut polished it once before. I'm gonna have to do it again. The interior is looking a lot better. I mean, like, still, I got a little bit sidetracked, so there's still a bunch of stuff in here. Still gonna wipe it all down. Got the new Greddy installed a few days ago, and yeah, I still gotta vacuum all of it out, clean up those seats in there, and we should be good to go. So I can understand what people say by its aids to get these bumpers off, or even just the splitters in general. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to see it, but there's so many bolts, and there's one bolt that goes up to in there. And you guys probably can't see it, but I mean, like, it's pretty bad to get to because you can't get a wrench on there on this side. I lost the ratchet.
That one?
The black one?
It's right there.
The ratchet.
It's literally on the ground.
The ratchet.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't even see it.
Right there.
Right where?
No, it's right there.
You're a fucking dick. I hate you. You're such a dick. Alright, got the final piece of the splitter off. Ooh, that's kind of gross. I don't know why I'm touching that. Yeah, it's pretty gross. I'm gonna have to repaint it. It's extremely chipped, and obviously paint's just literally right off. So we'll go ahead and grab some paint for that.
Hey.
Fucking mint. Alright.
Alright, so this is everything I got pulled off the car today. Got the splitter pulled off here. I got the center console pulled out today, and I got both the driver and passenger side seats. Shut the fuck. Alright, now that those disturbances are over there, I'm gonna go ahead and grab, I'm currently using the Mother's VLR, which stands for vinyl leather rubber. Stuff works really good. Okay. Stuff works really well for kind of bringing stuff back to life, and it smells extremely well. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that on the plastic, on every plastic interior panel on the car. And it just honestly brings everything back to life and smells so good. So yeah, that's why I'm using that. Alright guys, so when reviewing most of this footage, I realized that about 95% of this video is going to have like a blue filter type of tinge on it, and I absolutely hate it. I was on a shoot a few weeks ago and I completely forgot to change it back to like my regular default. So sorry about half the video being like a blue tinge. It looks really bad. The ISO is horrible. Alright, now that we're back to having the video not look like literal shit, I'm going to show you guys the interior. Alrighty, so yeah, all the interior is clean. I still have some parts and stuff left in here. Also, I found the ratchet. It was chilling in here, so thanks. Anyways, yeah, so all the interior is completely refreshed. Everything's cleaned up. Here's a little bit more in depth on the interior here. Everything's all degreased. Everything's all cleaned. Here's the new Greddy wheel. And I'm really happy I went with the Greddy wheel personally. I think it suits this car perfectly and I don't really see any issues with it. It's a very expensive wheel, but I think it's well worth my money considering safety and just quality control with Greddy is extremely well done. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up for the end of this video. But I did promise you guys in the last video that I was going to show you what I got in the mail. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that right now. Alright, and I'm assuming most of you guys already know what it is, but I did get my new Manly crankshaft in the mail since my car did have crank walk. I had to get a whole new crankshaft because my other one was completely destroyed. Alright, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys what like the contents inside the box are, so we'll go ahead and unbox this. Alright, so it's not much to look at, but here is my new Manly crankshaft for the 4G63. If you guys are wondering why I haven't pulled it out and inspected it myself, it's because Manly is kind enough to include one of these inspection sheets, like most parts company I would assume. So it shows us all the specifications on my crankshaft and everything that was measured at. Obviously, all main engine components have like a, I guess like an inspection report whenever they leave the factory. So it's not like they can just piece shit together and just throw it in there. Like no, everything goes through like a quality control check. So obviously this crank has gone through that because it's a crankshaft. And I'm not taking it out today, honestly, just because I'm not putting it in the car today. So there's not really a point in pulling it out of like the whole oily bag. And so for now, I'm gonna go ahead and package this all back up. Thanks for tuning on today's video, guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.